Okay.
Thank you.
Now I'm unmuted. All right. So we'll start our presentation by offering pranam to Maharaji and Swamiji. Let's go to the next slide, Rahulji. And our topic is enthusiasm and devotion, or rather enthusiasm in devotion. Next slide, please. So as Swamiji says in his book called 7 Mindsets for Success, Happiness and Fulfillment, that when grace touches our hearts, we feel the fragrance of divine love, the inspiration to serve, and we experience the enthusiasm to progress. To support these, we have a few more quotes, or rather one-liners from Swamiji. Those are mentioned in the next slides. Rahulji, next slide, please. Now, this one says that even one piece of knowledge, if sufficiently reflected upon, has the power to transform us eternally. But what kind of piece of knowledge can actually motivate you or us, right, to transform eternally? And why would we do that? Because, next slide, Rahulji. Because the Lord desires his little parts to grow in divine virtues and become perfect like himself. Now, we understand that God desires us to do that. But do we have that will in us or the capability in us to become perfect like himself? And the answer is in the next slide. A big yes, because all souls have infinite potential for growth, whatever be their present state. And this infinite potential can be fueled by your behavioral momentum, which is mentioned in the next slide. That is, as you strive to improve yourself, the speed of your self-transformation keeps speeding up. The reason is that any learned behavior becomes easier after every repetition until it finally becomes a habit. Now, all theory, right? But how do we do that? Let's hear it from the master. Next slide, please.
ये यथा हम प्रपद्यन्ते तांस तथैव भजाम्यहम्. भगवान और महापुरुष दोनों का एक कानून है. जितना प्यार जीव करेगा उतना प्यार, उतनी कृपा, उतना अपनापन उनको करना पड़ेगा.
So jitna aap karenge, utna unko karna padega. This is like the ultimate piece of information that we have, right? And I so wish that all of us, we had this information before. But thankfully, we are associated with Maharaji, Swamiji, Nitinji, Bhagavad Gita class, and we have this information now. Let's hear it from Swamiji also in the next slide.
Some people ask me, Swamiji, what is your secret of motivation? I say, look, it is very simple. I realize the value of the graces I have received. The opportunity to meet a true Guru, to receive knowledge from such a Guru, the opportunity to serve the Guru, this great and wonderful path of Bhakti Yoga towards the most attractive Radha Krishna, and the blessed grace of being able to help others. And then I also remember that life is short. So I don't know how long this golden chance will remain. I keep that in my mind and I feel inspired.
So when we know this ultimate truth that life is short, you know, a lot of us, I used to think, and now I hear it from my friends also, that, you know, we'll start all this bhakti when we are 60 years of age and stuff. But then when life is short, this ultimate truth, and also from Maharaji that, you know, God reciprocates whatever whatever bhav you have, he reciprocates with the same bhav to you. So what more, right? So whatever you do, this is the motivation. And to fuel this motivation, you need enthusiasm. I think enthusiasm is something that actually can fuel your motivation to an extent that the output is multifold, right? So when you pray enthusiastically. When you read enthusiastically. When you When you talk to people, you do whatever, you do it enthusiastically, right? So your karma, that your karma yoga is smoother because you have the clarity that your ultimate goal is to attain Shama Sham's Dham, right? So you become enthusiastic there. Now let's listen it from the team enthusiastic members on how they implemented this, what motivates them, or what enthusiasm means to them. We can start with Swarnaji.
Yeah. Radhe Radhe.
In the next slide, we have Swarnaji's recording. Yes. Thank you, Swarnaji.
Radhe Radhe, Swarnaji.
Radhe Radhe.
Okay, the question for you is, how do you define enthusiasm, and could you throw some light on your experience about the same?
Yeah. So the word enthusiasm is derived from the roots en, which means in, or within, and theos means God. That means being one with God. So people with this gift carry a special kind of energy within them. They bring warmth and feeling to their relationships and vigor and freshness to their activities. So Swamiji always cites that enthusiasm and inspiration are keys to success. Now, coming to my experience, in my life, I was going through a severe negative time wherein I had to pump in a lot of positive affirmations every minute to survive and to kill the negativity. So the enthusiasm and motivation of doing it daily for years actually made me stronger and a more focused person. And over time, I scattered all the darkness away. And in the end, it's always said that every cloud has a silver lining, and I could find it through enthusiasm.
That's so beautiful, Swarnaji. Thank you so much for your input.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Let's move on to Samyukta ji, whom you know as Sam ji. So, Samyukta ji, what do you think is the role of enthusiasm in anyone's life?
Okay, enthusiasm is actually an inner fuel. Okay. Sorry.
Samji is very enthusiastic even now. That's good. Please continue.
Enthusiasm is a fuel that burns within us. It powers us to bring out best abilities and talents to focus on work and hand. In this regard, Swamiji says that in order to make us understand the importance of enthusiasm, Swamiji always tells a story of a schoolboy. A schoolboy was on a summer break and he wants to earn pocket money. So he applies for a job in the nearby mall. On the day of the interview, he finds that he's the 21st kid in the line. So he scribbles something on a paper and hands it over to the receptionist and asks her to hand it over to the manager. The manager, after reading it, decides that this is the right boy for the job. So we may wonder what must have the boy written that made manager choose him for the job. The boy actually wrote, "Sir, I am the 21st kid in the line. Decide nothing until you see me." By writing that, he expressed his enthusiasm for the job. So we understand that how that enthusiasm is most important for success in life. If people are inspired, then they will not lose. Then even though they face obstacles, they will pursue until success is achieved. But those who fail, they lack motivation and they give up after few attempts. So this is the difference between successful people and failures. Because we have taken the path of spirituality, if we really understand that our true happiness lies in God and not in the material world, then automatically we keep ourselves inspired all the time by feeding our intellect with the reason why a certain work is so important. Why should we attain God realization? Because we don't want to suffer miseries in this rotten, miserable world. Because we all want bliss and want to attain happiness. So that should be our motivation for keeping ourselves inspired all the time.
Thank you, Samyukta ji. You remember that story from Swamiji, huh? And I can see the role and effect of enthusiasm in you already. So we had Swarna ji who spoke about almost the definition of enthusiasm, right? And then the role of enthusiasm in anyone's life that Samyukta ji spoke. But how do you enthuse yourself? Let's hear that from Abhishek ji.
राधे राधे मोनिका जी। तो यही क्वेश्चन मैंने स्वामी जी से पूछा था जब शिविर के लिए गए थे, तो उन्होंने यही बोला कि हमें जो भी ग्रेसेस मिली हैं हमें उनकी वैल्यू समझनी है कि हमें क्या मिला है, पर जितना ज्यादा हम उनकी वैल्यू रियलाइज करेंगे उतना ही हमारा फेथ बढ़ेगा हमारे गुरु के ऊपर, उतना ही हम ऑप्टिमिस्टिक होंगे, एंथुसियास्टिक होंगे, बट ऑल्सो हमें ग्रेटफुलनेस भी आएगी टुवर्ड्स ऑल दोस ग्रेसेस। एंड हाँ, उन्होंने ये भी बोला कि मुश्किल है इस माइक बुद्धि के लिए कि हम उन सारी ग्रेसेस को कॉम्प्रिहेंड कर पाए, बट वी शुड ट्राई अवर बेस्ट कि जितना हमसे हो पाए उतना हम करें। और इसके लिए एक परफेक्ट एनालॉजी जो मुझे अच्छी लगती है वो ये है कि अगर आप भूखे हैं और आपके सामने खाना रखा है एंड यू नो दैट कि इस खाने को खाने से हमारी जो भूख है वो शांत हो जाएगी, सो मुझे नहीं लगता कि कोई भी उसमें प्रोक्रेस्टिनेट करेगा। एवरीबडी विल ओके, सो वी कैन डू इट। सिमिलरली द मोर वी रियलाइज द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ what we have received, so yeah, we will definitely be enthusiastic on this path. Thank you. Radhe Radhe.
Perfect. Thank you so much for those insights, Abhishek ji. आपने एकदम बहुत अच्छी बातें बोली और ऊपर से स्वामी जी ने आपको जिस तरह से समझाया, बिकॉज कई बार ऐसे होता है कि हम एंथुसियाज्म का मतलब समझते हैं लेकिन इसको यूज कैसे करना है और जो मोटिवेशन उसके पीछे चाहिए वो लोगों को नहीं पता उसे। सो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ऑल दैट, राइट? ओके, विल मूव ऑन टू राहुल जी नाउ। राहुल जी, राधे राधे।
राधे राधे मोनिका जी।
Can you tell me about any favorite quote from महाराज जी और स्वामी जी? क्योंकि हमने अभी उन दोनों के बारे में बात की तो सोचा आपसे एक क्वेश्चन पूछा जाए।
Thank you for the question, Monica ji. So Maharaj ji and Swami ji always tell that you have to feel the presence of God and Guru with you. They are your sanche yaar. That means the true friend. There is a very beautiful bhajan of Maharaj ji where he has the opening lines are Man tero sancho yaar Braj Raj Kumar, which means, oh my mind, that only true friend is Braj Raj Kumar. So if we think about that God and Guru are with us, they are always watching us. Then whenever our mind starts playing tricks or that bad mood is trying to overcome us, we will again be alert. Okay, now we are going in the wrong direction. So that is one of the tricks which I try to follow. And one of the other things is whenever I try to develop some negative feelings for someone else, then again Maharaj ji and Swami ji tells that feel that Shri Krishna is also sitting in that person. So beware of having those negative emotions. So those are some of the tips and tricks which we can utilize to the best of our abilities and try to progress, as everybody is WIP, work in progress. Radhe Radhe.
Beautiful, Rahul ji. Very well said. Thank you so much for sharing this. Okay, now we'll move on to Ankur ji.
Radhe Radhe, Monica ji.
Radhe Radhe, Ankur ji. Ankur ji, would you like to share any experience of yours or anything to talk about enthusiasm in your life?
So, I mean, Monica ji, whatever I have, I would like to share few things, few books which I've read from Swamiji. I mean, written by Swamiji. So one of them is Power of Thoughts, and which says that step by step you change your thought process. Wherein we are changing that thought process from being very negative thought process, dovetailing that thought process, going a step further. So, that level of enthusiasm automatically increases. And when it increases, it's automatically taking you in the direction which is the right direction. I also remember Swamiji's one lecture wherein he says that, what happens if in case a plane is about to, take off and it's, let's suppose it has to take off from Delhi and had to go to Mumbai. And let's suppose he's 1 degree here and 1 degree there. What would happen if in case that it is misjudged by the pilot? And enthusiasm also plays that role, wherein if in case you have right level of knowledge and that enthusiasm automatically comes within, and it helps you, it creates that that momentum within the self, and it takes you further. So that's how it has been. And so this is what I would like to share. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ankurji. Thank you so much. I'm glad that this principle is working for all of us, and Swamiji and Maharaji is so beautifully. And obviously we have Nitin ji also, जिनके थ्रू हम सब every single day inspired होते चले जाते हैं, और weekend पे वो inspiration रहती है और फिर से weekdays में शुरू हो जाते हैं. So thank you everyone. अभी सबने सबके मुंह से सुना. अभी कुछ झलकियां देखते हैं to show how enthusiasm has changed our lives. राधे राधे.
And I like what I see.
खाना मैं ये आपके लिए बना रही हूँ. आप मक्खन के साथ रोटी खाओगे. राधे 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 श्याम. शिव जी, पार्वती माँ, आपके लिए भी है, भूख चढ़ेगा. अच्छे से खाना. अच्युतम केशवम
What is India's score? Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. Papa, did you bring the gulab jamun? Radhe, 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 Radhe. Radhe, 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 Radhe.
I ain't gonna be just a face in the crowd. You're gonna hear my voice when I shout it out loud. It's my life, it's now or never. But I ain't gonna live forever. I just want to live, I live alive.
ये तो सच है कि भगवान है मगर फिर भी अनजान है। ये तो सच है कि भगवान है मगर
In the Millionaire booklet, it talks about earning money, keeping money, and multiplying money.
नया प्यार है नया इंतजार कर लूं मैं क्या अपना तेरे दिले बेकरार तू ही बता।
Happiness too is within ourselves. The fourth divine law states that true happiness comes by growing from within to become a better person.
Okay. All right. Okay, this was from Team Enthusiastic. Thank you so much for your time, everybody. Radhe.
My goodness, Monica ji, it was well worth the wait. It is called hitting the ball out of the park, home run. You know, the way you guys conceived it, packaged it, presented it, and brought your personalities to the fore. You know, each one of you, I mean, mind blowing. And the way you know, whoever conceived it, however you did that, it was pretty amazing. Sam did a few antics in between, but that was okay as well. But towards the end, I think she more than made up for it. So, Suvarna ji, you are a great actor too. And Abhishek, wow. Guys were amazing, I must say that, and very well conceived. And I loved all the novelties you brought in, right? Some of the state-of-the-art stuff you did, you know, that screen and that beautiful picture where somebody's opening, Krishna is opening the door and Gopi is waiting down below. I mean, every moment was treasurable. I think this is one of those things. I mean, this is one of the best presentations I've seen personally. I must say that. I mean, everybody did well, all the teams. And you brought in that novelty element that was cherry on the top of all the presentations, you know, how they have gone. So wonderful, wonderful. And I'm sure a lot of people want to chime in as well. So I will give them an opportunity and an opportunity to ask questions as well if they have any. But fantastic, to say the least.
Thank you, Nitin.
Thank you. Radhe Radhe, Monica ji and team, it was amazing, very creative, very engaging presentation. Kudos to all of you. Awesome.
Thank you.
Lots of hearts, lots of claps throughout the presentation.
A lot of hard work and a lot of creativity. Now you can imagine how pleasurable doing Seva could be, you know. If you see, we can make Seva also, we can dovetail our creativity towards Seva and it becomes so pleasurable now. And to top it off, we are doing it for God and Guru, right? Amazing creativity around it. Yes, let's hear from others as well.
Radhe Radhe, Sandhya ji, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe. The presentation was truly mind-blowing. I just loved each and every element of it, and I could not stop from sharing and highlighting some of the things that I really wanted to point out. The Tika, the Radha Krishna Tika that some of you are having, I love it. Swamiji's book's background, and that too, everyone is having a different book, basically highlighting all the different works, beautiful works done by Swamiji. The slides, like whoever, all of you have prepared the slides very beautifully, very professionally, very nicely. And as Nitinji mentioned, I love the way you guys showed, you know, Maharajji and Swamiji ka video in that format. And reels, I mean, you guys have to be part, all of you. I don't know if you're part of the creative content team. If not, all of you have to be. Like, these reels will be blockbuster on our RKT Instagram and DWFBG Instagram pages. And there is no excuse. Now I know you all can do it so well. If it does not come, then that will be a problem. And all these reels should go. I mean, these are amazing. They should all go online. I mean, this will have a huge impact.
All of them are great actors, you know. So Varna ji, Ankur ji, Abhishek and Sam and pretty much, I mean, these guys.
And Swarna ji is so cute. I just loved that. I mean, very cute, very sweet. Thank you so much. It was an absolute delight to sit through this presentation. And you guys justified to be at the end so that, you know, you kind of added all those elements which could have been further added. I mean, all the presentations were amazing, and this was.
And we should thank the remaining 3 teams as well, because they exhausted so many creative ideas, because they were forced to dig deep and come up with something which would have, you know, like Shyamji's team and Urvi's team and Shiramya, they were so outstanding. So they had to dig even deeper to come up with something that would enthuse us. So hats off to all of you and all the teams basically for raising the bar with every presentation. Finally, culmination of this amazing stuff that we saw today. Yes, let's hear from others as well.
Radhe, Urviji.
Video is going to be hit, I'm telling you, okay? I'll let you know when I post it. So it's a must watch.
Nitinji, can I add before the other participants give their feedback? Actually, the most of the outcome that came out, it was most of the ideas put forth by Monica ji only came as the outcome. So most of the credit goes to Monica ji. And then Abhishek. Abhishek is the one who is behind making reels, presentation, everything, putting the musics. So he did so much of hard work. So most of the credit goes to Monica ji and Abhishek.
So
that's
everyone. But yeah, Sandhya, we have gotten some real talent for our Insta stuff here. Okay, so let's tap into that. It was mind-blowing stuff. I think you guys have talent, so it can be utilized into so many things, right? And our Seva team is pretty amazing. All of you are so amazing. I'm telling you, I've never seen more traffic than RKT posts on Insta or otherwise after, you know, these 4 teams were formed. So you guys are doing fantastic job, and you don't even need to be asked. You just go there and do it yourself. And it's all, what do you call that, code of what you call honor, where we go in, do stuff and log in points. Nobody asks, nobody checks, nothing. Amazing. Loved it. Okay, let's hear this as well.
Okay, Radhe Radhe. So actually, you know, we had presentations in our schools, in college as well. But to be true, this presentation was the best presentation that I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen anything like this. And I don't know, like everyone, I don't know, every time I join the class, I have something new to inspire myself. And looking at each and every member of the enthusiastic team and the way Monica ji coordinated it and the way everybody just came up with their things, I just don't have words. This is truly being speechless. I'm speaking, but I don't know what to say. And you know, the animations and the reels and all those graphics that were added, it was just an amazing teamwork. And just pronouns to all of you for doing this. I don't know. Just fantastic. Thank you so much for coming up with this.
Monica ji, the cat is out now. Okay, you are an amazing director. So there are a lot of you know.
I'll spill the beans in the end.
Monica ji is good in making people dance. Okay, she does a lot of flash mobs here, and you know, you have that knack and skill. So that was very well put, and each one of you did an amazing job. Okay, that is the beauty of Seva, right? Just we are able to bring out our best, and when it all comes together, we saw what happened. So thank you again. Yes, let's hear from others as well. So many people want to share their experience and talk about it.
Radhe Radhe, Nikita ji, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe, thank you so much. It was a wonderful presentation, and I had a question as well. But before the question, I want to show you something, and just see this. I have made 2 sketches for Swamiji.
Let's spotlight
and this is the first one, and second one is this, where Swamiji is playing Holi with Radha Krishna.
I think I've seen it on portal. That's pretty amazing. Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Actually, I'm
sharing it with us.
selling these off, actually, I'm selling these off and raising money for the Jagadguru Kripalu University. So 75% of the money would go for that purpose, and 25% I would keep it for the everything, the packaging, the framing, and etc. So, so I have just this to show you because they have gotten sold off one of them. So I wanted to show because I'm not a teacher. So at this time I'm not available as well.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing it with us, and best wishes for the noble cause. I'm sure a lot of people will come forward. So thank you for that.
Thank you. And shall I ask my question? Or
Sure.
is it late? Yeah.
Sure.
So my question is,
we can let everybody talk and then we can come back. Yeah, you can go ahead. Maybe we can have that discussion later, because I think people want to express about the presentation they saw. So let's complete that and come back to the question then.
Fine.
Yes.
Vyasini ji, Radhe Radhe, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe. I have question, but I will ask that personally to Bhaiya later. So I just want to comment on the presentation. It is that I really like the panel interview types which Monica ji have created with others on the Zoom call. And just like Sandhya Di told, like the background with books and Tilak, I also noticed those are so wonderful. Just 1 second. And then I just want to say one thing. You have got a lot of chance. That's why maybe you have did a wonderful presentation. So really loved it. I thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's hear. I think I can see a few more hands. 1 minute each.
Sri Ramya ji, Radhe Radhe, please go ahead.
Sri Ramya.
Radhe Radhe. It was such an amazing presentation, and every aspect of it was so good, and it was like a showstopper in a fashion show, like a perfect end, and it was worth the wait, Monica ji. And we waited very long, and it was so beautiful and so good. So it is truly amazing job, and really it was such a great enthusiasm to prepare this presentation also by all your team members. It was a very nice work. Thank you so much for this. Radhe Radhe.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Let's hear who else.
Surya Prakash ji, Radhe Radhe, please go ahead.
Congratulations to Monica ji. It is one of the greatest presentations I have seen. And those who are not seen, they are the unfortunate souls, I should say. Thanks.
That's a huge compliment. Thank you, SSPG. I think everybody was pretty engaged and engrossed, and very, very entertaining for sure, with a lot of punch and message packed in it for sure. Thank you, SSPG. Yes, who next?
Jyoti ji, Radhe Radhe, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe. It was such an amazing presentation, Monica ji. So there are so many important points which the whole team has gotten. So these are the questions which arises most, or the problems comes into our mind. So while I was watching that amazing presentation, I realized that whenever I'll go to this problem, I need to do this. That could be the solution. Amazing. Very well done.
Very good promo material for Swamiji's books also. There's a problem. You refer to the section of the book, and this is the book which gives you very, very nicely conceived and thought through.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, couple of more.
Lots of praises, lots of kudos in chat as well, Monica ji. I won't be able to read all of them, but it's pouring in. It's love of everyone is pouring in for all of you.
I'm telling you, the credit goes to the previous 3 teams as well. I'll tell you, when you don't have a good competition, then you are complacent. Okay, it's only because the previous presentation, they kept on raising. Sri Ramya started with setting a benchmark. Urvi took it to the next level. Shyamji took it to and then of course they had to come up with something really special. If you were first, I'm not quite sure you would have.
Nitinji,
right?
Nitinji, actually the ideals of Urvi's team and Shyamji's team all were conceived by Monica ji in the very beginning itself. They were implementing, and we had to think of new ideas. So Monica did a really good job.
So I think credit goes to that because all the athletes, they are able to put in their best performance when they have stiff competition. And the credit goes to pretty much all the presentations that have happened because you guys really dig deep into your reserves, all of the teams, I would say, to finally reach to the level that we did. See, so amazing it is. And next time when we are going to have a team presentation, now the benchmark is already raised, right? It's like Sarajay Bukka raising it every level. So pretty amazing. Great. Let's hear from a couple of other hands as well.
Rita ji, Radhe Radhe, please go ahead.
Radhe Rita ji.
Radhe Radhe, it's really, really wonderful. Great job, the whole team. It's very mesmerizing and very inspiring. How the people changed, you know, that is the one thing I really liked it. They are doing some different activities, but once they got involved with Swamiji's or Guru's grace, and then they totally change their activities and they become like very devotional people. And I really like the background you selected. I don't know, how did you do it? I have to be your student. So wonderful. Kudos to the team.
Thank you.
Well said, Rita ji. Okay. 1 minute each, Manish ji and
Manish ji, Radhe Radhe,
we'll come
please
back
go
to
ahead.
Nikita. I think she had a question too. Yes, Manish ji.
Radhe Radhe Nitin ji, Pallavi ji and everyone. Yeah, it was truly a wonderful presentation. And I know Monica ji was worried that because all the stuff was taken up, her ideas, so she was worried. But you came up with the really creative ideas and it was truly amazing. I mean, all the teams did an amazing job. The presentations were amazing. So thank you, Nitin ji and Sandhya ji and everyone for bringing this very great idea. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to partake in any of it due to all the health issues going on in my family, but I really love it. I've been following it and it's really amazing. Thank you. Radhe Radhe.
And you can always catch it up on the video, which is going to get released next week. So I'm going to tell that this as the presentation. Do check it out. And I'm telling you, I can probably safely say that this has been like one of the best presentations, probably the best presentation across anywhere that has been done because very novel, very creative, and very well researched. So great, thank you. Let's hear. Thank you, Manish. Well, yes, Sumesh. And then Shyamji, I would love to hear from him as well.
Today, my question is, Guru is the greater than the greatest. So how can we serve the Guru?
Guru is greater, sorry?
Guru is the greater than the greatest. Who can serve the Guru? Is my question. How we serve? Guru is the greater than the greatest. We little part of God, souls. So soul, how can serve the Guru?
Okay, how can soul serve the Guru? Yes, it's a great question. I'll come back to that. And Nikita ji also had. So we can take the questions. Let's finish the two hands and then we can get back to, yes, what can we offer Guru? Very true. It's a very valid question. We'll get to that question. I got your question. Yes, Shyamji and Abhishek ji, and we'll come back to the question.
Radhe Radhe, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe, Shyamji.
राधे राधे मोनिका जी, खुश तो बहुत हो रही हैं आज मोनिका जी आप, नहीं इतनी सारी वाह लूटने के बाद मजे आ रहे हैं ना बहुत कोई नहीं, ये बात है आपके लिए, इसीलिए आपने सबसे लास्ट में चुना था अपने आप को. Really, it was really wonderful the way you all presented yourself and the way enthusiastically you did show us. But one thing I would like to tell you, सेवा में S पहले आएगा हमेशा. सेल्फलेसनेस. जब तक आप सेल्फलेसनेस नहीं रहेंगे कुछ काम नहीं आएगा.
आपके पीछे ही रहेंगे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है.
Trust me, it was really wonderful, and I'm sure it's really difficult to match up to all the contestants because जो जब सोचा हम सब कर लिया था, and उसके बाद to come up with new ideas, new reels, and I now know that you want to be a presenter. आपको एंकर बनने का बहुत शौक है, तो आपके लिए हम कुछ एंकरिंग की भी बात करेंगे. Really love to see you all, the way you all, and राहुल जी का जो स्कोर आया, गुलाब जामुन भी बाहर नहीं आया, बट हम भी खा लेते शायद कभी कभी, लेकिन हम खाएंगे जरूर राहुल भाई आपके साथ. But really lovely to see all of you, and thank you so much.
Thank you,
Radhe Radhe.
Shyam. Very articulated. And see the collaborative spirit that has come out of this initiative of SEVA teams. That is the most biggest takeaway of forming these 4 teams. All that collaborative spirit and the way we are coming up with that idea and making it such a joyful ride. That is the best part that is coming out of it. And on top of it, we are able to do SEVA. So what best? And I can already look forward to some future exciting presentations. I can visualize what might happen now.
इसके बाद I quit now. I quit the my leadership. मोनिका जी के बाद तो कुछ रहा ही नहीं करने को.
Quitting is not allowed, Shyam ji. Sorry. Okay, we need to talk about that. यहाँ आके अपनी मर्जी से जाते हैं, हमारी मर्जी से. Okay, so no quitting is not.
भाई यहाँ तो मैं आया भी मर्जी से आपके साथ और रहा भी अपनी मर्जी से हूँ. Yes, you know, मैं अपनी कुछ आज तक कर नहीं पाया. And you know, whatever I have planned my life, and God is being so smart. उन्होंने हमेशा उसको उल्टा काम किया आज तक. Trust you me.
It'll work out. It'll work out.
I told you always this thing कि मैं जो चाहा है उसको हमेशा उल्टा हुआ आज तक. अब मैंने चाह छोड़ दी अपनी. मैंने कहा ठीक है तेरी मर्जी जो करना कर ले. All yours.
Yes, yes, that's the spirit, Shyamji. Okay, let's hear. I see 2 more hands, and then we can get to Nikita's and the other question. Yes.
Abhishek ji, please,
Abhishek,
Radhe, please go ahead.
one of our protagonists today. Amazing reel you created, man. You're very creative, I must say that.
Yes. Actually, I want to share something. Like, पहली चीज तो ये है कि मोनिका जी is actually very enthusiastic. Like, उनके साथ बात करके ना ऐसे pump up हो जाते सब लोग, entire team. And that was the like greatest thing happened. और उसके बाद जो एक चीज मैंने आपसे स्टार्टिंग में पूछा था कि how we feel कि हम सिर्फ इंस्ट्रूमेंट हैं, वो फीलिंग कैसे आएगी. And honestly this time I felt this because ये जो रील्स वाला पार्ट है, इवन मेरा रील भी कंप्लीट नहीं था. मैं इनको बोल रहा था I will do it. स्टार्टिंग में सोचा कि नहीं बनाते कुछ भी, बट पता नहीं हो गया. मतलब ये जो कुछ भी आया है ना like मेरा लेवल नहीं है इतना. और ये सब चीजें आप लोग बोल रहे हो अच्छा है तो आई कैन बिलीव कि हाँ अच्छा होगा प्रेजेंटेशन, बट इट जस्ट हैपेंड. मुझे नहीं पता है क्या, बट दिस टाइम आई एक्चुअली फेल्ट इट कि हाँ ऑटोमेटिकली हैपेंस, वी डोंट डू एनीथिंग.
And I'm sure आप सबने you must have experienced this thing when you pick up something more than your ability, and when it gets done you know that it was not you who did it, it's God and Guru in action, and you would have realized after this activity is completed, right? That's the beauty of, another beauty of saving. Awesome job, Abhishek. Loved it.
Thank you, Abhishek ji. Radhe Radhe, Rajendra ji, please go ahead.
Good to see you after long.
Radhe Radhe, Nitin ji, I am very happy to be back here. It's like Brajras is flowing through this presentation. I cannot control saying it without saying this. It was simply outstanding and mind-blowing. I was feeling totally blessed to attend the session today. It's like a great comeback for me, I would say. Thanks a lot.
Chose the right day actually to make a comeback. I would say that.
Yeah, it's like grace of Swamiji only, I would say. Today I was able to come.
Wonderful.
And topic also Seva. It was outstanding presentation by you and followed by the team presentation. Everything was outstanding. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Rajendra ji. It's always a privilege to hear from you, and glad and hope to hear from you more often. So I loved your presentations in the past as well. So we look forward to hearing more from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just few more lines, Nitin ji. I really want to thank my whole team because ideas to exhaust hote chale gaye, and the credit really goes to the first 3 teams. I mean, we decided on, we'll be very professional, or fir Shri Ramya ji ne wo le liya. Then we thought, we'll include some songs and all that. Or Vijay ne gana bhi ga diya, and I was, messaging Sandhya ji also that on the side, yaar ye to ga bhi rahi hai, abhi kya karungi main? And then Shyam ji, he got the get up, yellow pen liya. Maine kaha kuch bacha hi nahi, karenge kya? And then we got together as a team, we discussed, and then really kudos to everybody because जैसे अंकुर जी हैं, उनका time manage करना बहुत मुश्किल है, right? But because he has a small kid, but then उसके बावजूद भी बहुत सारी चीजें impromptu हुई. Then स्वर्णा जी ने जो cuteness डाल दी उसके अंदर, जो बोला जैसे बोला वैसे कर लिया, right? It's not that anybody said कि let's do it some other way. राहुल जी ने एकदम flawlessly उसको execute कर दिया. He was the one who actually जो इतने बजे मिलते हैं, उतने बजे मिलते हैं, he adjusted his time according to others. And then Sam ji, humor factor उनकी वजह से आ गया, right? So एंड अभिषेक जी ने तो फिर जो प्रेजेंटेशन को जिस तरह से पूरा कोलैबोरेट किया है, हर किसी का आइडिया, एवरीथिंग, इट वाज ऑल टीम वर्क. सो थैंक यू वेरी मच. अभी 2 लेवल्स हैं. अभी आप हमारी मर्जी के बिना भी नहीं जा पाएंगे. जो टीम मेंबर्स हैं वो हैं, एंड देन वी हैव टू टेक अप मोर प्रोजेक्ट्स देयर. And thank you everybody for beautiful words, because this is pure motivation, right? This just happened. We did not think ho jayega, but thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful realization. And I think we are up for some more exciting projects in Seva going forward. Rahul, Abhishek, your entire team, Suvarna ji and Sam ji, you guys are pretty amazing for that. And all the teams have amazing members, Sri Ramya's team, they set, like I said, they sent the benchmark. It's only because you had such stiff competition from others, they pushed you to raise your bar. So credit goes to other teams as well for what we saw today. So amazing. Thank you, everybody. Now let's move on
So
to
did we win?
Sorry?
Did we win?
No competition.
Are we the winners?
See, winning, losing, Samji, if
No,
you're
I'm
still
just
hung up on that, then
I'm
okay.
just joking.
Hold off on that. We will present our findings, okay, very soon, based on our expert analysis around it. But I would say all the teams did a fantastic job, okay, and we had a cherry on the top today for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yes.
You suggested that everybody can, introduce themselves और उसके लिए extra credits मिलेंगे, तो वो हमारी presentation में हो गया. So I mean, no pressure whatsoever.
Exactly. So we will use it as a benchmark, but I will announce it tomorrow, not today when everybody is there, because that is our next project as a group where we want to take that, because it is going to help a lot, and that will help spread the message and possibly inspire other people also to get associated with our online classes. Okay. Whichever, we have so many hundreds of sessions going on right now, whichever they build a hook and, take a step closer to their, spiritual journey, meet Swamiji, it will be a success. So I think we have some creative ways to make it happen. So let's talk about that. And thank you, Nikita, for patiently waiting. I know I've been making you wait, so please go ahead. I think you wanted to ask something, so we can take that along with the question that Sumesh ji had asked. So we can take that. Please go ahead.
Thank you for waiting, Nikita ji. Radhe Radhe, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe, no need to say thank you. So thank you for giving me chance to ask the question, and Nitin ji, you are doing a great job. So I just wanted to ask, this is a question of Anjali, my sister. I wanted to ask this to Swamiji, but I'm unable to ask him. I'm not getting chance in SMX, so I couldn't show the sketches also to Swamiji. So the thing is that she is the follower of one of the preachers of Jagadguru Kripaluji Maharaj, apart from Swamiji. So her guru is very sad because she has done some Naam Aparadh. I cannot share that, but she has done some Naam Aparadh, and her guru is very sad, and because of which her enthusiasm is getting shaken. So she is now falling into other material desires because of that. She's giving up to eating up samosas and going for movies now, because she has done a lot for her guru, and she is not getting any seva. The guru is not talking with her, and everything, this all is happening. So she wants to know how to maintain her enthusiasm in this thing. So how to maintain it? So that was the question.
You can personally ask Swamiji. I can try to answer this question based on my limited understanding. Okay. But definitely take guidance from Swamiji on this particular aspect. Now, one of the things is a true guru, they exercise eternal forgiveness. It's like when you say something, do an Namaparad against God, Guru is still forgiving. But when you do Namaparad against a Guru, God is not forgiving. Okay, that is how the relationship is typically goes. Now, going back to the Namaparad aspect of it, we have done countless Namaparads in countless lifetimes. Okay, that doesn't mean now you fall into a guilt trap and the two wrongs will make a right. Right? So you accept that is fine. But then the real art is in not falling down 7 times, but getting up an 8th time. She has to still move ahead and make the most of what is out there in front of her, right? Having samosas and getting into a guilt trap and then messing up your further life is not the way to go. One of the symptoms of devotees is having enthusiasm, being optimistic, being patient about it. And God is called Patit Pavan. We all are Patit. But the problem is we don't consider ourselves patit. The day we will consider we are patit, God will make us pavan that day. So every saint has a history, every sinner has a future. Okay, and we all are nama paradhis, not even one, multiple. So that's not the way to go. And secondly, if a doctor is not working for you, then you check out with another doctor. Okay, if a guru is not helping, you may want to take guidance from Swamiji on this aspect, because guru is supposed to uplift you, not put you further down in your journey. And they are eternally forgiving, because if we make mistakes and they do not help us out in that situation, then something is not right. So seek guidance from Swamiji on that. But the way forward is not to keep on feeling guilty, but to move forward, because Krishna has said that he's going to burn off the stockpile of our entire karmas when we surrender to him. So rather than focusing on what has happened, which anyway has happened so many times, you should focus more on what they can make out of what is remaining out of their life, right? They can still resurrect their spiritual journey. They can still find a guru who can uplift themselves and still progress very quickly towards God realization. Nothing is lost as such. Okay, so that is the mindset they need to have. Not that
Thank you, sir.
nothing is going to happen. Of course not. Right? So
Okay, thank you so much.
right. If they have already feel that, that's fine. You have to move on after this. You can't be stuck in life. And Guru should be able to help you out on that in that case. If not working, then maybe time to check out with another Guru. Okay, take guidance from Swamiji, because they can lift them out of their current trouble at that point. Okay? It should not be a deal breaker in her life as such. We all have done it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you,
Radhe
Nitiji.
Radhe.
Beautifully
And yes, we are very insignificant. We can't offer anything to Guru, and for that matter, God. So that is why that bhajan is there, right? Mohan tere charnon ki, and then Siva dil ke tukdon ke. We can't really give God anything except, the love that, or exercise our free will and attach it to his lotus feet. Nothing else we can give. Everything is God only, right? It's all prakriti. Even our whole body is rental. This whole world is God's energy. There's nothing that we can offer to God other than our free will, other than our love. And that is the only thing God doesn't have. And he's leaving it up to us to give it to him, or surrender that to him. So that is why, although we are insignificant, still we have an option to get the topmost prize of God, which is Gopi Prem, which even Lord Shiv or lot of realized saints could not get, right? He was not given an entry to Maharaj by default. So although we are insignificant, but God can make us great or give him a top prize when we purify ourselves and truly become good and selfless. Yes, couple of other hands. I know we are over, but we can probably go for another 5 minutes, I guess. We'll probably not sing today, or if somebody wants to, we can check it out. But I think Urvi wanted to add something. Go ahead, Urvi.
Please go ahead, Urviji. Yeah.
Yeah, Radhe Radhe, I wanted to add something to what Nikita ji asked. So actually, I once asked Swamiji that Swamiji, I've committed some mistake and I'm so embarrassed. I've not even told you and I don't feel good about it. So I was so embarrassed to tell it to him. So I asked him, do you want me to tell it to you? Because I was not liking it and I don't want it to keep it a secret. So he told me that, just know that God and Guru have forgiven it, and don't focus on the past. Just release the past and manifest the glory of your future. That is what they are concerned about. They're not concerned about the past. They're just concerned about the purity of our intention in the present. And if that is there, then they're not bothered of what happened or what we did, and they are ever forgiving because they truly love us. And one more thing I wanted to add, that most of the times on SMX, I've seen that Nikita ji's hand is raised, but she doesn't get a chance. And that happens because if we join a little late, or if we raise our hands a little late, then every time a few people can only be taken up, and then we don't get a chance. So next time, to make sure you get a chance, like if it starts at 9 p.m. IST, you can join 5 minutes before 9, and as soon as it starts, you can raise your hand and you'll get a chance to speak to Swamiji. That's all. Thank you, Radhe.
You shared a trick. Now it's going to crowd out. Okay, everybody's going to join. But very great tip. See, now you are heard from Swamiji's response from Urvi. He said God and Guru, they look at your present and your intention, not at your past. Because if they start looking at your past, then there's no escape out of it. So So they look at your present, the way you are approaching it, purity and of intention is your insurance policy. And then make the future, whatever is lies ahead of you, rather than getting stuck there. Now, if the current guru is making it worse, of course, that really needs to be tackled. That should be the case. They should be eternally forgiving, because we all make mistakes. And even after knowing, we'll continue to make mistakes until we become God realized. That is how this journey unfolds. The mistakes will lessen over time, but we will continue to do that, okay? Because we are not perfect as yet.
Thank you, Urviji.
Thank you, Urvi.
Shri Ramya ji, Radhe Radhe, please go ahead.
Radhe Shri Ramya.
Radhe Radhe. What I wanted to tell is, I remember in one of the SMX sessions, one student asked Swamiji, can you make a video on what is Namaprad, how to avoid Namaprad and all? And at that time, Swamiji answered this, that he did not want bhakti to be like fear-based, like we are afraid and scared, what is Namaprad, am I doing or this or not? He said, don't bother about all of those things, what is Namaprad, I'm doing that or not. He said, you just focus on your bhakti, all the other things will go away on its own. And he said he had multiple requests on that, and this is one reason he didn't make a video on that, because he said bhakti should not be fear-based.
Beautiful.
I didn't know that. Okay, thank you, Radhe Radhe.
Thank you, Shri Ramya. Nikita, here you got a couple of other answers, right? So fear-based is not the bhakti. It has to be love-based. So whatever has happened. Continue to cultivate bhakti and develop love for God. Everything else will settle down. That is the key in Raganuga Bhakti. Thank you.
Thank
Beautiful
you.
responses.
Yeah. Thank you, Sri Ramya ji. Radhe
Yes.
Radhe, Sandhya ji, please go ahead.
I mean, I also just wanted to add one point, and it was a little different from what everyone said. I mean, I think also we are not at this stage that we can evaluate the action of a guru. So even if the guru is, I think, upset or not talking, our intent should be clear. Like what I realized that, that person is getting back to worldly things when guru is not talking. So I'm not sure if that is appropriate. See, there is one concept, right? कि भगवान and guru अगर हमसे नाराज हो या खुश हो, हमारी तरफ से जो intent है about serving and loving them should always be there. That is what purifies us. So it should not depend upon their response, that how we will, basically act with them.
That is also possibility.
And if that is retained, I mean, I am just saying that if that sort of motivation is retained, even after moving to Swamiji, if the bigger purpose is not aligned with, serving God, then that may not help much. So, yeah, I mean, I guess that is also one thing to be taken into consideration. That's
True.
it.
So this is a unique situation that she might be in. That's why consult Swamiji, okay? Because if it is Guru's scope, be kripa hai, right? They say that. Is that the cope that could be a kripa, or there's something else going on? So that's why you need to present that context and take guidance from Swamiji as well in that case, okay? Because if it is not helping her cause and she continues to go into depression and doing those things, and it's just not helping, maybe some tweak is needed there as well, right? Before it's too late. But yeah, Guru could be happening, acting reverse with you. And at true bhaktis, then you don't take it otherwise. You still accept that and tolerate that as your well-wisher only, because there might be some lesson that you need to learn there. So take guidance from him. It's very contextual. So in this case, anything is a possibility. Great.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Sandhya ji.
Are we good then?
Sumesh ji? Yeah,
Sumesh ji,
please.
real quick.
Yeah, real quick.
Radhe
Yeah, Sumesh ji.
Radhe, Nitin ji. Nitin ji, yesterday in my mind, question had came that in India, so many people worship nature like tree, because tree give us fruit, river because river give us water, mountain worship because mountain protect the country. So why people not worship color of love, pink color? Because it is the color of love of Radha and Krishna, and it is the mark of peace, happiness. Why in India not worship color? It is my question.
Okay, so different people worship different things based on the understanding and the exposure they have gotten, right? So when they get into the deeper aspects of Tattva Gyan, they will understand. Some people call it nature, If you go to Pygmalion or a lot of other civilizations, they would worship nature because it gives us rain, rain gives us grain. So they said nature is God. So, but as you keep on getting the, your frontiers of your knowledge are harnessed in spirituality, and you keep on going higher, then you understand, who is the cause behind the nature, who's the cause behind the mountains, let's go to that supreme energy or source itself. So it really depends on what knowledge you have gotten exposure to, and based on that, people pick up worship stuff. So we don't have to read too much into it. We have to focus on our journey, what we have understood, and then not worry about what people do. They have their own things, right, based on what exposure or knowledge they have gotten and what they consider is divine. So why is a big question. Why do people do that? There's so many things people do, right? We should rather focus on what we have understood, and we are fortunate in that sense. But we can discuss more if you had any more questions around it. Let's quickly wrap up the session because it's very late for Pallavi ji, and I don't want to hold her back. She's an East Coast. Swati ji, real quick, you had wanted to say real quick.
Swati ji, Radhe Radhe, please go ahead.
Please fill out the feedback tracker.
Yeah, let me share the feedback.
I'll just take 1 minute. What Nikita ji asked, no, it may be she has the knowledge has been slipped out because eating samosa and then going in back in the material world is not good, because Guru may be testing her. Maybe some other thing is happening. We never know what Guru is doing. So she should not go back in material. That is she's falling then from her stage where she was coming down then, I think. Thank you, Radhe Radhe.
Great. So you can take some guidance from Swamiji when you get a chance. But yeah, regardless, she should be looking at it as a positive opportunity to continue to work on herself rather than taking a U-turn in life, because now how does that help? Right? It's not a solution, basically, ducking away from the problem itself. All right. So we are done with the session then?
Yeah.
Do we have a question, or we are pretty much over the time now?
Yeah, I have just now shared the feedback tracker. Sorry, I missed it sharing before. I was so engaged in the presentation. Sorry about that. So please find the link for feedback tracker and put in your feedback, comments, your questions in the feedback tracker. And
Great.
That's it from my side.
All right. So wonderful presentation again, Monica ji and team, enthusiastic team. And a very, very, very exciting session, full of enthusiasm and energy today. Like a lot of other sessions, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We'll continue on our journey of recap of chapter 3, where we will talk about what happens to people who are without faith, and continue with our journey. So thank you, everybody. Radhe Radhe. Good night. Good day from my side. See you tomorrow.
Radhe Radhe. Thank you, Nitinji, as always.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Stay blessed. Radhe Radhe.